Big Rigs Over-the-Road Racing is probably the worst PC game of all time, and so I thought it would be perfect to end my bad vehicle Iceberg trilogy with this game. I have already covered Crazy and Desert Bus, so go watch those if you haven't yet, though you don't need to watch them to understand this video. Stellar Stone. Stellar Stone is a now defunct game development outsourcing company that claims to offer the best gaming technologies to clients, while also cutting development expenses by outsourcing all of the actual development work to teams in Eastern Europe. Due to this, most of their games are hilariously bad, with Big Rigs being their most popular creation due to it being the most broken game. I may make a video reviewing their other games if it's in demand. Your Winner. This infamous screen sums up the entire game. Steam release. In April of 2025, a publisher going by Marguerite Entertainment dug through the digital dumpster to find this game and put it up on Steam, completely unchanged. I wouldn't recommend actually buying this since you can already download it on Internet Archive, and the publisher seems quite sketchy. Select car. Trucks are referred to as cars for some reason. But then again, this might be because actual cars were planned to be in the game. Given that the game was released in a prototype state of development, there are many unused assets, including many cars that were never programmed. Opponent never moves. The game is so bad, the opposing truck never even moves, making losing the game impossible. EVGN coverage, this is self-explanatory. One step ahead of the law. This game's box art is more entertaining than the game itself. It shows a truck and a police car, and the back of the box says you will be trying to stay one step ahead of the law, implying you're probably delivering illegal cargo. However, nothing like that happens at all in-game, considering there is absolutely nothing to build any kind of story. Lack of physics. Aside from the base ground collision, the game has no collision detection whatsoever. It is possible to drive through buildings, water, and even fall through bridges. The game also has no friction, gravity, or drag, causing the truck to move exactly the same speed regardless of elevation, which gives the illusion of the truck actually accelerating up slopes. Unused audio. There are a few unused ambient sounds in the files. There is a wind sound effect, a rocket-like effect, a waterfall-like effect, and a river effect. Custom resolution. By screwing with this file, it is possible to change the game's resolution, but it frames the game horribly and breaks some of the graphics. Is the lead developer of this tragedy. Aside from Big Rigs, he has also been involved in the development of several other Stellar Stone games. Truck trailers. There are two fully modeled truck trailers that go unused in the files. Midnight Race Club. Midnight Race Club is the companion game to Big Rigs. It's essentially the same game, but with cars and real physics. It was supposed to be combined with Big Rigs, but it was eventually made into its own game, which is why leftover files exist in Big Rigs. Infinite reverse acceleration. In a similar fashion to the BLJ in Super Mario 64, the developers forgot to put a negative cap on the truck's movement, which enables the truck to infinitely accelerate when driving in reverse, although it comes to a dead stop if you let go of the key, no matter how fast it is going. Rated E by ESRB. Like all games sold at retail, yes, this game somehow made it to retail. Big Rigs was rated by the ESRB and given an E rating. I cannot imagine how the people at the ESRB felt while playing this and still having to rate it. Night Ride Crash. The fifth map of the game, Night Ride, is not even finished, leading to a crash upon trying to load it. Free camera mode. Pressing C actually unlocks the camera, allowing for freedom of movement. This was probably used as a debug tool, so it's no wonder it would still be in the game normally given how broken it is. Fog in Devil's Passage. There's an unused environmental setting for fog in Devil's Passage. There are two fog settings, and the first one looks quite decent, but the second is just a glaring red texture. Durick. Hidden in the texture sheet for the Sunrise truck is a photo of a man labeled Durek, which means fool in Russian. He is never seen in-game, but perhaps he was meant to be the driver of a truck, so we could say that Durek here is the main protagonist of Big Rigs, if there even is one. Crashed helicopter. There's a crashed helicopter that is the only object that isn't the ground that you can kind of hit. However, this isn't due to any real collision detection and is most likely just camera jitter. 1.0 version. A revised version of Big Rigs was released soon after, but the only differences it makes are that the opposing truck actually moves, albeit slowly and without any trigger for winning the level. The end screen now says "You win" and Night Ride is now complete. This version still does not fix the lack of physics, however. 12.3 on the Cillian miles per hour. Believe it or not, the truck does have a reverse speed cap. Somebody actually tried reversing for as long as possible and has confirmed that after roughly 50 straight minutes of reversing, the speed reaches 12.3 on the Cillian miles per hour. I cannot underestimate how fast that is. 12.3 on the Cillian miles per hour is roughly 18.3 octillion times the speed of light, or 12 followed by 36 zeros. This might make this truck the most overpowered gaming character in history. If this truck even so much as brushes up against an atom while going at that speed, the amount of energy released would destroy the entire universe. And therefore, I determined that this truck is perfectly balanced for Smash. After the truck surpasses this ridiculous speed, it apparently moves so fast that it triggers all of the level checkpoints simultaneously, including the end checkpoint, which ends the race. Redlog.txt. This text file is just a standard text file containing info about resolution, checkpoints, and the like. Neon blue streetlight. For some reason, this specific streetlight is textured with a striking neon blue. Character 1. There's an unused texture file for a character simply titled Character 1. It's unknown what this would have been for, but the character's face is allegedly a photo scan of a notorious terrorist, perhaps why it wasn't used. Billboards. In Devil's Passage, there are 3 unused billboard textures. Driving the opponent's truck. Pressing tab will allow you to drive the opponent's truck, perhaps the reason why it does not move. Trying to switch back will crash the game. CarZ.exe. CarZ.exe is a leftover build of the game. It is extremely unstable, with the truck getting violently pulled back upon acceleration, Forgotten Road's assets failing to load upon a second playthrough, and winning every single race upon winning just one race.